Ruby and Monty, the street's quiet tale of love and survival. By a neighbor who watched with heart. Look at the mother and her kid, Ruby and Monty. A few years ago, in our neighborhood, I noticed a young street dog, about a year old, trying again and again to jump over a small wall. Every time, she failed. I watched her for days, trying, stumbling, and falling back. I thought she was attempting the impossible. And then one day, I saw her sitting confidently inside that very compound. She had done it. She had succeeded. Her persistence had paid off, and a skill was born. That dog, whom we later named Ruby, had a story of her own. We came to know she had once belonged to a young man who lived nearby in a rented room. When he shifted to a new place, he simply left her behind, abandoned. From then on, Ruby was just one among the many stray dogs roaming our streets. But slowly, we began to notice, Ruby was different. Her movements, her behavior, her silent dignity. She wasn't like the others. She had grace, intelligence, and courage. Then one day, I saw her with a litter, 6 or 7 tiny puppies. She had become a mother. Usually, in our area, street dogs have large litters, but very few pups survive. Many die of hunger or are crushed under vehicles. The cycle of birth and death is endless, tragic and unnoticed. But Ruby tried to break that cycle. She used her wall-jumping skill to find food. She won over people with her gentle ways. She nursed her pups well, they were healthy and plump compared to others. But fate, as always, had its way. One by one, her puppies died, run over by careless drivers, some simply disappeared. In the end, only one survived, a deep black puppy, Ruby's shadow. We named her Caramandy, a playful local term for her dark coat. Over time, her name morphed into Monty, less a nickname, more a mark of affection. Ruby raised Monty with unmatched love. I had never seen a dog, or even a human mother playing and pampering her child like that. It was a sight to cherish. By then, Ruby had already won the hearts of neighbors. One family, in particular, a kind man, a senior official despite his busy life, took special care. They fed Ruby and Monty, treated them with love. When the next mating season arrived, instead of letting fate repeat the same cruel cycle, he took them both to a vet for sterilization. No more unwanted litters. No more suffering. I'll never forget the day they returned, stepping out of the dog ambulance like little heroes. Ruby, by now, could scale walls like a cat, walk along compound edges like a tightrope artist. People stopped to watch her with wonder. They became local celebrities, Ruby and Monty. Every home contributed to their care. Morning tiffin came from the neighbor across the street. Milk and rice from another house. Afternoon meals from yet another kind soul. My own wife began giving them snacks and evening treats. Dinner came from the house of their guardian angel, the Offic. Dinner came from the house of their guardian angel, who looked after them like family. Now, they're well-fed, even a little overweight, but full of life. They rule the street with quiet authority. No other dogs dare enter their domain. They chase away strays, bark at urchins, and Ruby, especially, is strict with drunkards. They're no longer strays. They're not just pets. They are ours, a symbol of love, survival, and the beauty of second chances. Ruby, the dog with ethics and the heart of a queen. And her daughter, Monty, the pampered princess. Ruby hates drunkards. And she has principles. One of our neighbors, a man whose name I'll withhold, happens to be both a house owner and a drunkard. Ruby can't stand him. Every time he walks past, Ruby barks at him fiercely, loud, sharp, and relentless. He gets irritated. Sometimes, in frustration, he even picks up a stone to threaten her. But Ruby, with her unmatched agility, leaps over walls and disappears before he can do anything. She's mastered the art of escape. Seeing this tense rivalry, I once tried to bring peace. I cooked Ruby's favorite dish and asked the man to feed her, hoping food might soften her stance. But Ruby? She didn't even touch it. She has ethics. She won't be bribed, not by drunkards, not by anyone who offends her sense of dignity. Monty, her daughter, is another story altogether. Monty ate what he gave, happily, shamelessly. Even now, Monty never barks at the man. Monty, the pampered one, has no such pride or principles. No skills either. She never learned to jump like her mother. She was raised in comfort, in the shadow of people's kindness, never needing to fight or fend for herself. But Ruby? She never compromised. Even today, despite the risk of being hit, she won't back down or fake affection for someone she dislikes. It's not in her character. And yet, when Ruby and Monty play together, it's a joy to watch. Their games, the chasing, the gentle pawing, the rolling on the ground, are a treat to the heart. It feels like meditation. A stress buster. You forget your worries just watching them. It was Ruby's skill that made all this possible. Her hard work gave her the gift of wall jumping, a skill that opened doors and compounds. She fed her pups, cared for them, and survived. She earned love, protection, and medical care for herself and for Monty, thanks to her master, the kind-hearted neighbor who took her to the vet and ensured they were both sterilized to avoid the cruel cycle of births and losses. Today, Ruby and Monty have a small network of caring families. Morning tiffin, afternoon meals, evening snacks, and night dinners, all come from different homes. They've become a part of the neighborhood, more loved than many pets who live inside gates. But Ruby? She's more than just loved. Rules. No wall can stop her. No dog dares enter her domain. No drunkard can tame her spirit. She's not just a street dog. She's a queen, and her story, a quiet leg.